New breed, global truth. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your brother New Breed coming back with another live stream. The modern woman has been weaponized against us, and if we allow them to have their way, we're gonna be extinct out here. Oh, I know. Those are some bold sentiments. That's a real bold statement right there, right? Now, when I say allow them to have their way, I mean, brothers, what you got to understand is if you don't have a strong mind in this day and age, the succubus spirit, the Jezebel spirit, the demonic witches, they'll have you lost without a cause. Your whole purpose will be destroyed. Now, I'm not here to sow any discord between man and woman. We have enough of that online. What I'm here to do, since majority of my audience is men, towards 70% of my audience is men. Well, my job is to prepare men mentally for what's going on so they can choose the correct woman or focus on their own goals. Because right now, brothers, you have to get in a mode where you are pretty much you are preserving yourself and you're preserving the future generations to come. So in order for me to get you in that mindset, you need to see what's out there. You need to see what you got to go against. And it's not a game. Today I'm going to go over a few videos. I went to Return the King's Instagram and there's a few videos I want to react to that are rather concerning, to say the least. Because when you look at this, there's a lot of women who follow a lot of these talking points and a lot of the rhetoric that they hear on TikTok and Instagram. I'm talking about all day, every day. They literally follow what these women are saying. And some of the talking points are so destructive. I mean, they're bad. And I know that a lot of women follow them because that's who's supporting them. There's more women on this earth than men. These women tend to be very popular. They have large platforms. They have large followings. That's because it's the women supporting them. That's because the women are actually watching this type of content on a regular basis. And they're being inundated, brainwashed. And even though a lot of women won't admit that they truly believe and think like some of the women that I'm going to be playing, and they don't realize how detrimental it is. That's right, Gina. It's all nonsense. Some of the things that we're hearing coming out of our ladies, and if we allow them to have their way, I'm telling you, if they were to take over the world and every policy and law was based on their emotional tangents and feelings, and oh man, we would be in some trouble. We would no longer exist. Listen, our nation, the people of the transatlantic slave trade would die off almost, almost overnight if we gave them the baton. So our goal is to strengthen men's minds so we don't hand over our masculine energy. So we don't hand over rulership and dominion to these witches and warlocks. And it's really as simple as this, brothers. You got to leave these type of women alone. So here on New Breed Global Truth, I speak the type of truth to make brothers aware so they would avoid the pitfalls of these demonic women, because you have to starve them out. And I said this before. Listen, if you just listen to what they say, that's the only protocol you can take. There's no other direction you can take, but just leave them the hell alone and let them self-destruct. That's literally all you can do. They have left you no choice. Don't try to understand madness. Don't try to feed into it. It has gotten to the point where I rarely even do content on this because I truly don't even care anymore. I don't care about how they feel no more. I just don't. That's why I don't talk about it as much as I used to. I don't care because you're gonna have to just leave them alone at some point and let them do them, and then watch the outcome. Meantime, in between time, brothers, you got to focus on your life, your goals, your ambitions, your dreams. If you got righteous women in your life, focus on them. Because let's not sit up here and act like there's not men who crave these toxic females. Let's not act like that. But I want to make sure you brothers understand the cataclysm that can take place in your life if you have that unhealthy fetish for wicked, demonic Jezebel like women, right? But anyway, thank thank you for the $20 contribution, Ernestine Hardy. Thanks for the super sticker. It's highly appreciated. Now I'm gonna go into this particular video right here. Let's see here.
Your kids, aren't. Yeah, he might be the best father. Well, maybe.
Damn it, I didn't start from the beginning on this one, so let it play through and then I'll restart it.
The best father, but we're talking about generational wealth. Now, at this point, I am the exception. I make a lot of money, but until I become the rule, I don't know that Black women can afford to do this. So if you want to build generational wealth as an African American woman, and we are the most educated demographic in the country, then it's hard to marry a bus driver because you're going to have to, your kids may not be in the best schools. Your kids, aren't.
First and foremost, listen, I don't think our women truly understand the current climate that we're in. They're always bringing up this education, being the most educated. Listen, in the near future, none of that is going to matter. Your degree is going to be worth nothing. You're looking at an economic collapse going on in this country. Not only that, she's speaking in regards to generational wealth, but at the same time saying that it's dangerous for a Black woman to date a bus driver or marry a bus driver because that somehow compromises generational wealth. Let me explain the backwards mentality of that altogether. First and foremost, men are the progenitors of generations. Men are the progenitors of generations. There will be no generation without the man. All bloodline is passed through the seed. So if you don't have a man, but you have an education, you don't have a generation. Therefore, you cannot accumulate generational wealth, ma'am. So it's amazing how these women believe that wealth or riches or material possessions can go together with the word generation if you ain't got no man. It's like a big oxymoron, right? Amalek Harlem, thanks for the $20 contribution. I appreciate the support. Or no, it's not Amalek, it's Abby Malik. Pardon me. And it's like this, keep that same energy when all hell hits the fan. When everything is going down, keep that same energy. But anyway, let us continue.
He might be the best father. Well, maybe the best father, but we're talking about generational wealth. Now, at this point,
See, they don't care about whether you're a good father or not. See, this is when we get in the danger zone right here. Here we have a situation where women are only concerned with what's in your pockets, brothers. But they're not giving you the incentive to boo them up. That's the problem. They're not giving you the incentive to boo them up, but they want what's in your pockets. But they look at you simply as what you can offer. And I've said this once, I'll say it again. Listen, men genuinely care about women, love women, protect, guide, lead. Women are more so into what opportunity can be granted to them. You brothers got to understand that that's what it is right now. So at the very least, brothers, if you are going to have a woman who's opportunistic, which most of them are, that's okay. They should be, because at the end of the day, as men, they're going to, us as men, we should be providers. We should provide for our homes or whatever the case may be. So a woman should desire to have a comfortable situation, right? But they're not willing to put in the work to make sure that happens. They're not willing to encourage a man. They're not willing to nurture that man. They're not willing to help that man build his empire. They want him to already come with everything. That's where the issue lies. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting to be in a comfortable situation. There's nothing wrong with that. The issue is that's all that these women are looking at us for. So a lot of brothers are at the point where they just don't trust a lot of these women. If they haven't worked their way into their lives and helped them build anything, brothers rather just handle their business on their own, right? And then these days, a lot of these ladies, they're not submissive, they're combative, they're not offering you a hot meal, they're not doing any of these things. Like this woman on your screen right here, she's a businesswoman. You're not going to get the perks of a woman being home and providing for that home, being a taker of home. So it's just like no reason for a brother to even deal with a woman like this at all. There's no reason. But let us continue.
am the exception. I make a lot of money. But until I become the rule, I don't know that Black women can afford to do this. So if you want,
I don't know if Black women can afford to do. Okay, if you can't afford to get with a man who may make less money than you and you're already very wealthy, that would mean that greed has got the better of you. The insatiable lust, the pride of life, materialism. These are the things that are plaguing our society. 777 Productions, thank you for the $5 contribution, says at the end of the day, people sleep on trades wealthy people own. Best believe the one that owns those buses is stacked. Degrees are not guarantees. Absolutely true. That is facts. And Nadira says she's married. I don't know whether this woman is married or not. That doesn't even matter. That doesn't matter at all. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not about her personal life. It's about the millions of other women who are watching this and hearing that rhetoric, which you will have to provide. You will have to provide proof that she's married too, which I don't know. It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. Every woman is not in a position as this woman, and she has a responsibility as a public figure to say the right things if she is a married woman. She cannot have women out here with unrealistic expectations, and then we wonder why all our ladies are walking around alone. You understand what I'm saying here? So a lot of the times you'll have content creators, social media personalities, stars, all kind of entertainers who would have rhetoric like this, but they don't believe what they're saying. They're just saying it because it sows discord. The problem is a lot of women believe this how it has to be, and it's not true at all. That man who's driving the buses, doing his thing, all he need is a woman to encourage him, to help him. And when that brother finally get his big break, what incentive do he have to be booed up with any woman when every woman has seemed to have a price tag on her? And this is why I say, brothers, man, don't give them nothing. I done got to that point at least a year and a half ago. I decided, nope, I see where this is headed. I see where this is headed. All you brothers are is a price tag, right? But there's another video I want to react to. Y'all give me one moment, and everybody pound that like button, because it's getting real. And this will be the second of 3 videos that I'm going to be reacting to. Because I'm telling you, if you combine the thought process of these 3 women, if you think like any one of these 3 women, then we doomed. We truly are doomed. We in some trouble. We in some real trouble, right? Here go the second expose here. All right, allow me to share the screen and everybody pound the like button. Yep, somebody said it. Deja Vu says you must motivate your man into greatness. This is a fact. This video is called Women Are Not Required to Do Anything for a Man. I mean, damn, anything, anything.
Emotional damage.
Look, this is how they are thinking these days. They're not required to do anything for a man. Let's hear what they got to say.
Not required of me to make your plate, right? Like, I am not your mom. I'm not required to clean up after you. I'm not required to cook for you. I'm not required to do anything for you, right? Because you did not come out of me. I'm not your mom.
So we're not required to spend one red cent on these women. If that's the thought process of the majority of these women walking around, we're not required to give them anything. We're not required to take them out to dinner. We're not required to buy them gifts. We're not required to protect them. We're not required to do anything. Now, if that happens, right, with every man in the world adhere to that ideology, you will starve these women out. They will be forced to change. We're not required to change a tire. We're not required to fix anything in your home. We're not required to help you with anything. That's just how it is. I mean, why is it that these women think they can keep spewing this type of rhetoric and men are just going to really sit back and keep on pursuing them? Listen, how thirsty do you believe brothers really are? Like, I don't understand what these women are thinking. Now, if we were to listen to this rhetoric and say to ourselves, wow, all women are like this. If we were to say that to ourselves, I could tell you right now, we would be extinct. I'm gonna tell you right now, all women are not like these women, but since most women are following these women, making them popular, supporting them, adhering to this philosophy because they easily brainwash by nonsense, then we at a place where we're gonna have to starve these women out until the right ones come forward. Well, all the real ladies, please come forward and stand up and go after real men. That's what's gonna have to happen. You're gonna have to be aggressive with what you want out here, because when men walk the streets, we can't tell the difference at this point because there's so many women who are talking like this on social media. And then there's so many women with their face in the damn phone all the time. We don't know the difference at this point. I'm just being 100% with you. Speaking as a man, I don't know the difference between a worldly woman and a godly woman at this point. That is a fact.
Emotional damage.
I'm telling you, I don't know. I just don't know. They all seem the same to me. I don't know the difference between a hooker or a regular woman that's just out. I don't know the damn difference at this point. I don't know the difference between a prostitute and a decent woman these days, because they all have this same damn mentality. They all watch this type of content. So what it's going to take is women to actually step up and be an example. And I can tell you, just based on social media, right? Just looking at social media alone, I only see one woman on social media, maybe two. No, actually one, and that make any sense at all. Just one. And you know, a lot of people don't like her because she's affiliated with political stuff, which I'm not myself, but that's not the things that I agree with that she speak on. I'm just going to tell you, Candace Owens the only one that makes any damn sense to me personally with her talking points. All that political stuff and that right-wing media stuff, I don't care about none of that. I'm just speaking in regards to the things she say as a representation of a model of a woman, right? Now I know people are not going to like that, but it is what it is. I don't watch female content creators like that anyway. So if I miss somebody, if it's people you like, it is what it is. But I don't watch women content creators at all. There's only certain topics that I watch from Candace Owens, but other than that, I don't watch them because they have rhetoric like this, and it's actually sickening to hear it, right? But anyway, let us continue.
As a man, as a person, as a human being, you should have been taught life skills to be self-sufficient. It's not a requirement for me to take care of you. If
Wow, we should have been taught life. This is why I told you, brothers, and I say this all the time. Brothers, learn how to cook your own food, learn how to wash your own dishes, learn how to wash your own clothes, learn how to clean and disinfect your own home. Because at this point, brothers, I'm just gonna be 100% with you. This is how they think. They don't feel like they should play the role of an actual woman. These are the times we living in. They don't believe that they should play the role as a provider in the home. It just is what it is. You just got to learn these things. So at the very least, if you at that age where you know about to be on your own, or you in a situation where you about to be on your own, you can hold your own. Because I'm gonna just tell you like this. I'm gonna tell you like this off the break. Is at a point where I'm just gonna be quite frank with you. A lot of men who are quote unquote successful, they don't need you women. Matter of fact, I can honestly say we don't need you as wives. We have no reason to do that when every woman have a price tag on her, where every woman is giving up the goods, where every woman is casually dating. We legit have no reason at all to be booing y'all up. We don't. It's going to have to take a miracle. It's going to have to take what the scriptures tell us. In Isaiah chapter 4, verse 1, when it says 7 women shall cleave to one man, saying, let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. That's what it's going to have to take. It's going to have to take a miracle. It's going to have to take biblical prophecy being fulfilled, where these women finally say, you know what? We've been self-destructive long enough. Let's go find a righteous man, a God-fearing man, a resourceful man, a knowledgeable man, and let's put all our differences aside and say, you know what? Let's cleave to him. That's what it's going to take. Oh, we will be extinct. Because men are going to go their own way or go the Most High's way. And these women are going to just be destructive at this point. That's what's going to happen unless these women start hearkening to the voice of the Most High and stop feeding into this Western world gynocentric rhetoric, this toxic femininity. That's what this is.
if I want to do something out of the kindness of my heart, that's on me. If I do not want to do it, I'm not doing it. How about you make my plate? How about I cooked? Why don't you say to me, babe, why don't you go sit down? I'm going to make your plate. How much would you like?
They completely skipped over the fact that you just cooked for them.
Right.
They don't give a fuck.
No.
Forget that you cooked. You also have to serve. So
it is.
And, you know, she threw her arms up like she's speaking the gospel. I'm telling you. What purpose would you have to have a woman like this in your home, yo? What would be the point? Only thing she would do is leave you broke without a dime, hungry. She gonna leave your ass hungry. She ain't even gonna feed you. You're gonna be out there working, coming home cooking for her while she running her mouth, all because you thought she was cute, man. That's crazy, bro. Proverbs 6:24. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. Can a man take fire in his bosom and his clothes not be burnt? Can one go upon hot coals and his feet not be burnt? Like you playing with fire, playing with these kind of women. Like, let me tell you something. This right here, it's just the sad truth. This is the reality of the situation. You brothers got to look out for you. And when these women start speaking like this, especially when they doing it publicly, this is the thought of a lot of other women. This is what you would call an echo chamber. This is an echo chamber. This is their deepest, darkest emotions coming to fruition, coming out in the open. Because the Most High doesn't want us to have absolutely no excuses for falling for these charades. He's showing us. So, brothers, you have to prepare for what's coming. Like, there's going to have to come a time where a lot of you men are going to have to really get disciplined. You have to really get disciplined. You cannot tolerate any disrespect coming from no woman at all. I don't care what it is. I don't care if that woman is love bombing you. That's disrespectful too. If you tell a woman give you space and she love bombing you, that's disrespectful. Because if she respected you, she wouldn't be love bombing you. Upon your request, hey, we move on my time. I see you when I see you, because at this day and age, men are just going to have concubines. If a woman don't even respect that, and she just going to finesse her way and not respect what you want, listen, you don't even need that in your life. She has to respect your time and your energy. Because at this point, brothers have to be calculated with how they move. Before we do anything, we got to go to the Most High to get discernment. We can't just allow a woman to move in quick, because some of these women are fast talk you, try to finagle in your life only to destroy you, man. I'm telling you. Real talk. Yo, shout out to Ringo TV Reactions. Salute, family. Thank you for the contribution. Says, guys, focus on God, your health, your money, then deal with women as concubines. There are no decent women, in my opinion, today. If there was, they would have a righteous man. All the women claiming they're good hate the truth. That is an absolute fact. That is real talk, because if they had a love for the truth, then it would be easy for them to gravitate towards men of truth. They would not be single out here chasing after various guys in what we would call the dating scene if they were serious about truth, because the truth is out here. Let's stop acting like the truth don't exist. Let's stop acting like you ladies don't know the difference between good and bad. It's a toxic cycle. It's vicious. And a lot of women do feel as if they're not required to do anything for a man at this time. So you know what? We're not required to do anything. We're required to look out for ourselves. Putting the Most High first. Listen, fellas, any woman you deal with has to be handcrafted and selected by the Most High. Go with your insight. When you right with the Creator, when you fulfilling your purpose, when you doing the will of the Father, He will let you know. Any woman that comes into your life, He'll let you know whether she's good or bad. Because at this time, it's hard to discern who's who. It's hard to discern who's who when you got all these women gravitating towards this kind of nonsense, man. And I don't want you brothers to make the wrong decisions out here.
Not required of me to make your plate, right? Like, I am not your mom. I'm not required to clean up after you. I'm not required to cook for you. I'm not required to do anything for you, right? Because you did not come out of me. I'm not your mom. As a man, as a person, as a human.
See, this is why, brothers, you just got to deal with these women when you deal with them. Like, I see you when I see you. If you're not required to cook for me, clean for me, help me with anything, the only thing that would leave is you can give me some sex. Only thing that means is you can give me some box time from time. That's all it means. And you know what? If that's the case, brothers, for the sake of procreation or the sake of, making sure her companionship is met and your needs and your companionship is met, then at least have an agreement. That's all I'm saying. Let's let everybody be honest with each other. That's all I'm saying. Let honesty reign. If you women don't want to do anything, right? You don't want to play the traditional role as a wife, then just tell brothers you want to be blank buddies. And let brothers make a conscious decision. Do I want this woman and playing that role? And then if that's what it is, that's what it is. At least it's an agreement. At least it's no confusion here where women want to be act like they want to be married and booed up and bunned up. And that's not what they want because they don't want to play traditional roles. Okay, you don't want to play a traditional roles. You will not have traditional perks then. Traditional perk would be I take care of you, I buy your clothes, I buy this, I buy that, I work for you. That would be traditional. You don't want to play that role, then you have nothing else to offer. The only thing we would have in common at that point is just sex. Now, if you brothers go out there, get yourself a concubine, and y'all's relationship is solely based on that, if you humble that woman, because in that act, in that consummation, and that joining together, if you end up humbling that woman and she understands her role and you want to bring her in as a wife, that's totally up to your discretion. That's totally up to you. But beware of these type of women who telling you who they are off the break. Now, these ones right here, avoid them altogether. Starve them out. Starve them out altogether.
You should have been taught life skills to be self-sufficient. It's not a requirement for me to take care of you. If I want to do something out of the kindness of my heart, that's on me. If I do not want to do it, I'm not doing it. How about you make my plate? How about I cooked? Why don't you say to me, babe, why don't you go sit down? I'm going to make your plate. How much would you like?
The game is twisted, man. They believe that they men. She said, how about you go and make my plate? Nat and Sanley, thanks for the contribution, says, I had one before. I had to let her go because she was affecting my relationship with my Heavenly Father. She was not the one for me. Hey, you had to do what you had to do. D Mad, thanks for the contribution, says, quick question, brother. If a man wants a concubine, will he need paperwork similar to having a wife? No. You will not need paperwork similar to having a wife. You don't need paperwork now to have a wife. The state marriage license is a joke, and it never works on behalf of the man, ever. You see how they doing Tyrese right now. This man paying over $11,000 a month on child support. You see how they do brothers all the time. You don't need listen. When you meet a woman and you lay up with her, they don't have to be no paperwork. Unless you got some NDA type action going on. But other than that, no, absolutely not. Now, of course, you can make a covenant between you, that woman, and the Most High. But for the most part, no. We stay clear away from those state marriage licenses. You don't need those certificates at all. Man, this is twisted. They so backwards, bro. I be sitting back looking at this stuff like, if we continue to allow them to have their way and play on our minds with this psychological warfare that these women be putting across, we'll be extinct as a people. We just gonna die off. That's it. Unless we can find some common grounds, which I doubt, it's gonna take a spiritual phenomenon. The Most High is going to have to listen. This is why the world is going to keep getting worse. This is why it's going to keep getting worse, because the Most High has to lead these women no choice but for them to gravitate to a righteous man. He's going to have to leave them no choice. They're not done playing. It's like they don't see what time we living in. Now, let's play this one more time. There's another video I want to react to.
They completely skipped over the fact that you just cooked for them.
Right.
They don't give a fuck.
No.
Forget that you cooked. You also have to serve.
So we're supposed to, of course, when a woman cook for you, you want to acknowledge the food, acknowledge how well she done. But listen, these women are so insecure these days, and they've been out of their role for so long that they expect you to worship them for doing what it is they supposed to do, man. They want you to worship them for what they supposed to do. Ringo TV, thanks for the $10 contribution. And y'all supposed to be subscribed to Ringo as well. He says at Admon, do modern women have paperwork on being a single mother with 2 to 6 kids by different men? No, they sleep around and don't care about their actions. That's a fact. That's a fact. And we always, as men, trying to find this quote unquote moral high ground when it comes to how we move because of the religious institutions, then put certain ideas and ideologies in our mind. Listen, we live in the modern day, and I'm an avid Bible believer. But let's make this clear. Everything ain't gonna be done according to how things were done then, because we're in different times. Ringo said something real key in one of his streams that I recently watched when he said that the Bible's still being written. The scriptures are literally still being written. And it is key men of the Most High who are basically acting as a prophetic word in these times. So everything that was done the same way back then, it's just not like that no more. It just kind of is what it is. Yo, Ambulette Harlem, thanks for the $10 contribution. I appreciate the support. Now I'm gonna go to another video. And you know, it's ironic that those women were talking about they don't need to do anything for a man, right? And I'm gonna tell you where that mindset develops from, because this video right here is the next video I'm going to play is really going to explain why they think that way. Let's see it. I want everybody to pound the like button. Hey, Kriston, thanks for the $10 contribution. Appreciate the support. This video is called Believe a Person When They Tell You Who They Are. They have been weaponized. Listen, they have been weaponized against us. It is what it is. You got to understand how dangerous the modern woman can be, but also understand her thought process.
Man is the slave master. The rest of the people are the slaves. Why would I submit to a slave? I don't submit to no slave. I submit to my slave master, which is the white man.
Now let's stop right there. Now some people will say, Breed, she's extreme with her thought process.
Emotional damage.
You would say what she just said is just a beyond the thought process and the scope of how our women think. No. See, let me tell you something. The devil has to show his horns. Now, some people say, now that's just way out of there, Breed. Women don't think like that. Oh, do they? Do they not think like that? Well, let's see. You working these 9 to 5s. You're bragging about an education, a degree from, you know, prestigious organizations and colleges. You bragging about how much money you making. That ain't your money. Your people ain't print that money. You love the Western world. You listen to your boss at work. You work for these Fortune 500 companies, and you know everything you do is in their system. So, I mean, they truly think like this. They truly think like this. Why would they bow to us, right? Oh, but they're going to have a rude awakening real soon. Let's continue.
But I would never submit to no slave, which is the black man.
Hey, that's what they think. And this is why you have a lot of brothers getting dragged all over the internet. You have our women talking about how we at the bottom of the totem pole, we dusty, we rusty, we We ain't worthy of anything. They saying it's dangerous to basically date a man who's a bus driver or working at a warehouse or a grocery store. You're hearing this type of stuff because this is what they believe. But it also goes to show they don't understand the true strength of the melanated man. And that not even too long ago, we were in slavery. And we have made so many strides in bettering ourselves as people and surviving everything that we've seen. And the self-hatred that a lot of women display, which we explain, wearing the European hair, the makeup, the contact lenses to be European. It's self-hate. It all boils down to self-hatred. It's self-hatred. That's what it is.
You supposed to submit just like me. Why would I be submissive towards you when you got somebody you need to be submissive towards too?
Now, let me tell you something. And I want you to hear me very carefully. In no way, shape, or form am I in agreement with what this woman is saying. But what I will say, just to be the Most High's advocate, it is time, fellas, that we focus on building our own, where we are the head and not the tail, where we are the ones who are the lenders and not the borrowers, where we are the ones who are establishing ourselves with global responsibilities, where we are considered to be dignitaries because we got our hands in trade, we got our hands in commodities, where we are those men who are ruling, or at the very least have our own. So listen, what she's saying does not upset me. So for a lot of people and this is why I say, don't let them have their way, because the average man would hear this and he would get real pissed off and he would get in his emotions. He get in his fifis. That's not how I'm looking at this. This is why I say, don't allow them to have us extinct, because this will have you combative with this Jezebel spirit, this evil spirit, this rhetoric she's speaking. Instead of that, brothers, we got to start to put in work. We got to start coming together. We got to start leading by example. We got to stop beefing with each other, bickering against each other, hating on one another, not letting each other fly. Because we can't sit up here and get mad at this woman for saying that if us as black men are going to tear each other down, if us as black men are going to destroy one another, we can't say that. We can't say it. So don't allow the devil's talking points. Don't allow the enemy to sow discord. Now, this is truly how they think. As wicked as it is, this is how they think. They don't care about what our people went through. A lot of these people aren't close to the Most High at all. These women, they not close to the Creator. They don't know what's going on. Let's go.
White women benefit from aligning themselves with white men in a way that black women do not benefit from aligning ourselves with black men. It is more beneficial for our community if we hold you accountable from where you are lacking rather than aligning with you even when you're being mediocre.
See, now, as the great collapse happens, and first of all, let me say this before I even get into that. Listen, we don't care who you align yourself with. Brothers don't care about who they align themselves with. You can align yourself with whoever you want. Because at the end of the day, if in one breath you telling us you ain't got nothing to offer us, you're not going to cook, you're not going to clean, you're not going to support us, you're not going to encourage us, you're not going to help build this nation. We don't give a damn who you align with. Matter of fact, go align with them. Go align with whoever you want to align with. Because the truth is, they don't want you either. And I'm talking about as a whole. Nobody wants a venomous, Jezebel, aggressive, combative demon in their home. No man wants that. I don't give a damn what nationality, color, kindred, creed, don't matter who it is. No man wants one of these in their home. And I can listen, and I can line up men from every race right now, and they would tell you that Breed is preaching. We don't want her. Why would another race want somebody who's gonna be bashing, laying up in there bashing their race and knowing that she's getting with them to be vindictive towards her own men? Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that in their household. And that's what the modern woman fail to realize. There's too many fish in the sea. We don't give a damn. You can kick, scream, claw, get on social media, say all these things. Only thing you're gonna do is put the pressure on us to just be better versions of ourselves. So we can look at this a few ways. King Connect, thanks for the 20, says the modern woman hates the natural order. Yep. Corinthians 11:3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is the Most High. Absolutely. Facts. No, they don't want no biblical order. None whatsoever. And this is why the word continuously warns us against these women. Sirach 26:7 tells us, an evil wife is a yoke shaken to and fro. He that have hold of her is as though he had held a scorpion. Wow. A drunken woman and a gatherer abroad cause of great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. The whoredom of a woman may be known by her haughty looks and eyelids. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through over much liberty. Yep. A woman with too much liberty is a danger to herself. That's what happened in the Western world. They were given too much liberty. They're drunk with it. They're drunk with the wine of Babylon. They're liberated. They are a danger to themselves and others. Everything they touch is destroyed. If we leave things into the hands of these women, we would cease to exist. We would be extinct. They are literally volatile. These creatures, these wild creatures that you be seeing on the internet with all these crazy talking points, they're leading the generation to come to hell. And they're raising children by themselves. Imagine this raising your child, bro. Imagine these three women that you just seen, these three examples, raising your child without you in the picture. Your son's going to grow up on a rainbow. And I'm talking about, we're going to take our rainbow back because we know what the real rainbow means. But they're going to grow up on a loop agenda because they're not going to understand masculinity. The daughter's going to grow up full of pride, self-destructive, wanting everything, having wanting eyes. Man, some serious times, bro.
Because unfortunately, white men hold economic and social power in our fucking civilization.
Because the white man is the slave master. The rest of the people are the slaves. Why would I submit to a slave? I don't submit to no slave. I submit to my slave master, which is the white man.
That's true. This is what they do. And if all the women think like this, we doomed. We are doomed. And listen, I know it's going to be ladies out there who act like they don't think like this. But let me ask you this. If you don't think like what this woman just said, why you ain't got a husband? Why you haven't helped your husband start a business and you working for him? Why you working for the Europeans? And no disrespect to my European brothers and sisters, but a lot of our women feel exactly like this woman. They just won't say it out loud. They don't think you brothers are worthy to serve. They don't want to go out their way to help you brothers build something in your name. They don't even see y'all's potential. They don't see y'all's potential. King Connect, thanks for the scripture. Second Esdras 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be off sent out again. And the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And that's exactly what's going to be happening. If these are the women raising our children, man, you already know these children are going to be monsters. They're going to be savages, unstable creatures. You got to starve these type of women out, brothers, at all costs. At all costs, focus on you. Focus on your life. Brothers, get on semen retention. Work out. Do your push-ups every day. Do your push-ups every day. 5 to 1,000, 500 to 1,000 at least. Start off with 200-300. Work your way up. 500 to 1,000 every day. Make sure you walking. Drink plenty of water. Get your rest. The less women, listen, the less of these type of women you got in your life, the better you sleep at night. I say the less type of women like this you got in your life, the better you sleep at night. You need sleep. Brothers, start you some LLCs. Everything you've been taught is a lie in this system. All you brothers are walking, talking businesses. Everything that you have should be done through your LLC. Get your rental office to sign off on your LLC. Any car you get, put it through your LLC. All your transactions go through your LLC. You brothers got to be business minded at this point. Even if you don't have a business yet, go start you an LLC. That's the future. Let me tell you something, brothers. It's easy. You can start nonprofits too. It's easy. These things are important. I'm telling you, you got to get prepared for what's coming because look, times are drawing near. Yep, somebody said you need strong biological life force for real. Brother, stay away from pornography. If there's something that you watching, like such as Instagram or TikTok, that's bringing you into bad habits, yo, cut it off. Work on you. Get plenty of sunlight. Eat the right foods, man. But don't be entertaining these entities. Don't entertain these wild species, man. They species. They have you jacked up out here. And because we hold on, let me see here. And because we actually love our women, we want to see the best for them. What love got to do with it? I'm talking about what's love got to do with it, bro. When these women had made their minds up. Listen to them.
But I would never submit to no slave, which is the black man.
Hey, I think a lot of women feel like that. I truly believe a lot of women feel like that. They just won't say that out loud. They just won't say it out loud. Let me tell you, there's a lot of women on social media who feel exactly like that. Oh, they may not be physically or romantically involved with a Caucasian man, but no, they feel like this. Because if they didn't feel like this, why they ain't submitting? Why they ain't got no husband? Why they ain't building that husband's business up? Why she ain't helping that man that's a bus driver to do great things? I mean, that's a fair question, right? Somebody said, crazy world we in. We got to stay in the faith. Real talk. Somebody said, these are witches. Yeah, they witches. Man, we got to eat our fruits, our vegetables, focus on our mental health. Mental health is real too, man. Mental health is real.
You supposed to submit just like me. Why would I be submissive towards you when you got somebody you need to be submissive towards too?
Right?
Now, listen, we shouldn't be submitting towards nobody. That's the listen. Like I said again, to play the Most High's advocate, our desire should be to be self-sufficient. We don't want to submit to anybody, but it's going to take a work in progress. Listen, the Most High says in Deuteronomy, we honor all his laws, statutes, and commandments that he put before us, that we would have a certain amount of blessings. These blessings include ruling, not having to submit to another nation, but more so doing things on your own. Now, right now, we still under the curses to a degree. So it's all in due time. But if our women aren't willing to stand by our side while we fight for our freedom, then once we get our freedom, don't let them come kicking it. Don't let them don't let them come calling you brothers. There's so many ladies out there that are going to try to pull a double back when you brothers actually get on your purpose. There's going to be so many women who going to come crawling. There's going to be so many ladies with fake femininity when they see the Most High God in the men of Yah. When they actually see those men who are walking around like pure gold. When all of these Pookies and Ray Rays and reprobates and effeminate men and all of these switch hitters and lovers of flesh more than lovers of Yah, when they see that, oh man, we ain't doing nothing but destroying ourselves. We got to get with the men of Yah. Don't let them come crawling. No, these women got to choose now. These women got to choose sides now. Don't let them, if they speaking like that, they into the divester movement and all of these kind of things. Don't let them come crawling back around. Somebody said, all glory to the Most High. Real talk. Real talk. The Bible goes on to tell us, blessed is the man that have a virtuous wife, for the numbers of his days shall be double. And this is Sirach 26. A virtuous woman rejoiceth her husband, and he shall fulfill the years of his life in peace, in peace. A good wife is a good portion, which shall be given in the portion of them that fear the Lord. Brothers, if you fear the Lord, that's your portion. You will be given on a good wife that'll help you double your days. You will live a long, prosperous, healthy life. But you have to fear the Lord. Now, what does that mean to fear the Lord? To be an enemy of this world. That's to fear the Lord. To be an enemy of the Jezebel spirit. To fight against the succubus demons that's out here, the witches and the warlocks. To fear the Lord means you are withstanding from the wicked woman. You focused on you. You're not focused on these Jezebels. You focused on your empire. You focused on what the Lord will have you do. You rolling solo out here unless you got concubines who respect you. If you got concubines that can respect you and you fear the Lord, then you'll get a wife. You'll be rewarded a wife. Or if you solo and you fear the Lord, you will be rewarded a wife or wives, because we don't play those games on here. I've been speaking on polygyny too long for some of y'all to still come over here and have questions in regards to polygyny when I got all those videos on my channel that speak on it. We're all hell breaking loose out here right now. Some of you ladies got the damn nerve to be coming over channels like mine and asking me about polygyny. Yes, polygyny is biblical. Polygyny is the only solution for our survival. To be totally frank with you, without polygyny in the next 5 to 10 years, or 20 to 30 years, without polygyny becoming more prevalent than ever in history, Oh, we are done. I mean, we are done. I don't think you understand. Our survival is over without polygyny in the next 20 to 30 years. Because if you leave it up to these modern Jezebels and these reprobates, yo, everybody's going to die off. Everybody going to be burnt and lust towards one another, like the scriptures say. Men and men, women and women. Because it's going to be such a lack out there, and it's going to be such perversion and wickedness based on the programming that's going on out here for the future generation, and they being raised and inundated in these schools. Oh man, you crazy. It's going to listen, all life will cease to exist unless y'all embracing poly. Straight up. You leave it to these modern women, they're gonna eat all the shrimp, crab, lobster, fowl of the sea, and all their wombs gonna be destroyed anyway. Because I bet you ain't know all that crab and shrimp and lobster they be smashing down their damn face hole is destroying their insides. Wombs gonna be all dried up and shriveled up because they don't want to listen. They infatuated with the abominable thing. They don't want to listen. Anytime another jab come out, they're gonna run down and get it because they don't listen. If you give the modern woman her way, we will be extinct. I'm telling you, we'll be extinct. She's gonna destroy her own womb. On everything, she's gonna destroy herself. She's gonna rot from the inside out because she won't listen to men of Yah. When we tell them to stop eating these nasty sea urchins, she ain't gonna make it. Kojo, thanks for the 5, says this is why people are perishing, because of people not abiding by the truth, especially with topics like polygyny. Appreciate the word, New Breed. Absolutely. Real talk. The scriptures go on to say, and we in the book of Sirach. Watch this. Verse 4. Whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart towards the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. So the ladies don't understand that. There's rich men out here who have all the resources that don't have joyful countenance. They have dry bones. They knocking on death's door. They out here down bad. Their hearts are dark. Women don't care about that these days. The intentions of a man's heart. They don't care about his countenance. They don't care about where he at spiritually. It used to be a time a woman didn't give a damn what you had. If she liked you, she liked you. If she liked you, she liked you. Tony, thank you for the $50 contribution. I appreciate the support. Oh, it used to be a time where if women seen something in you, seen potential in you, you could have been dusty, broke, didn't have whatever. But she was looking at your countenance. She was seeing your spirit. You think these women can't see the spirit now? No, they just hate your spirit now. They hate the spirit of a righteous man now. Why? Because they look at you as competition. And on top of that, they're defiled. They got so many parasites in their body, so much DNA from all these men in their body. When they look at a righteous man, they know you a good man. They know it by your countenance, but they can't stand it. They can't stand you. You know why they can't stand you? You remind them of when they were once innocent. You remind them that they didn't gave up themselves to a reprobated mind. You remind them that they have too many soul ties to ever come back to that virtuous girl before she was defiled. That woman who had a sense of innocence about herself. You righteous men remind them of that, and they feel the need to try to destroy and tear that down. That's why you don't get acknowledged. It's easy for these women to get on camera and point out the Pookies and Ray Rays, but at the same time, hypocritical enough, those are the ones that they smashing. It's easy for them to do that. They can't address the righteous because the righteous is a thorn in their side because they were lied to by Satan. They were told that they could just do whatever and rule the world. Satan lied to them. Satan just wanted you to get alone so you can leave this world alone. Satan just wanted to destroy the children. I'm telling you, man, this is just raw truth, man. This is pure truth right here. I'm telling you. Let me see here. Somebody said, we not perfect, but damn, why we can't just get along? Well, Reggie, we can't get along until we starve the modern woman out. Starve them out. Don't have no desire for women like this. Focus on you, your goals, and the Most High, and we'll have wives, not these type of wicked women. Let me read Sirach 26:4 again. We're going to read down to 6. Whether a man be rich or poor, if he have a good heart towards the Lord, he shall at all times rejoice with a cheerful countenance. There be 3 things that mine heart feareth, and for the 4th I was sore afraid: the slander of a city, the gathering together of an unruly multitude, a false accusation. All these are worse than death. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman, and a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. All these women in competition with each other. The Most High said that's the worst thing in the world. So all you ladies talking about, I ain't sharing my man with another woman. You are the worst type of woman in the world. The Most High God hates you. Yeah, he hates you. Yeah, God himself hates women that talk like that. He hates women who think like that. I'm not sharing my man with another one. Yo, that woman needs a man just like you do. But you jealous. You in competition with your own sister. God hates you. He has a place for you. What woman in her right mind gonna be jealous of another woman? What woman in her right mind don't love other women? And I don't mean that in a perverted way. I couldn't even be around no woman who have something against other women. That type of woman will cause you a world of pain, brothers. You see these brothers walk around the grocery store with their woman, can't even turn around, look at a beautiful woman, walk by. What kind of life is that to live? Beautiful woman walk by you with a sundress on, looking pretty, giving you the eye, and you with your woman, you gotta hide being a man. You can't spark up a conversation. You would think that woman would say, "Oh, babe, she just look. I wonder if she, can help us out. I sure would like somebody to watch these children instead of me taking them to that demonic school." She seemed like a nice sister to be around. But nah, y'all jealous. Most High hate that more than anything. All the things he listed, he said, can't stand a woman jealous of another woman. That's why George Williams can't even check out no booty at the grocery store. Because your woman, she gonna flip out on you. Now you a nervous wreck. You out here neutered. Yep, Ringo TV, you right. He says women today don't see or understand the plan of God. Absolutely. They're in the way of purpose. Purpose. Ain't nothing worse than a woman that is jealous of another woman. That's the Bible. That's thus saith the Most High. It goes on to say, we in Sirach. And we're going to go down to verse We're going to go down to verse 11. And it reads, watch over an impudent eye, and marvel not if she trespass against thee. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he have found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. And they want to call us men thirsty. These women out here, listen, they're opportunistic. They jumping at everything. They're haughty. They got wanting eyes. They the ones with their butt cheeks all over the internet, but gonna call men thirsty. No, you thirsty for attention. You getting butt naked on Instagram, but calling everybody else thirsty. Who's the thirsty one? Who's really the thirsty one? You mean to tell me you don't have no shame at all? Because you want every man watching. You a thirsty traveler. You get drunk off of everybody watching. It's so bad that these women are chopping themselves up, mutilating themselves, because they believe there's one generic body type that every man want. That's because you for the streets and you want every man to want and desire you. You for the streets. Don't tell me my Bible lying. Don't tell me my Bible is lying. It goes on to say, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. These women don't have no discretion these days. Discretion will fatten our bones and keep us, young and youthful when our woman ain't showing herself everywhere. Let me tell you something. These women these days, you'll get with them and they'll tell you out the break, I don't like no man telling me what I can and can't wear. I'll mess around with you. I do this with you and do that with you. But soon as my ex, they used to tell me what to wear, and that's what he lost me. That's how they be these days, because they for the streets. And it's to the point they all dressing the same, bro. They all got these damn full body suits on, these damn tight body suits on. They all the same, bro. Yep. Let's see here. And we're gonna read a little more of Sirach here. It says, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed, meaning a woman who can take instruction. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her countenance mind cannot be valued. As the sun when it has arise in the high heaven, so is the beauty of a good wife in the ordering of her house. These women don't want to order no house these days. They don't want to keep the house in order. They want to be out here with no discretion whatsoever. Don't even want to cook or clean. Don't want to do nothing. So let's stop marrying them. Let's stop wifing them up. Right now, it's just time to starve them out until the right ones come. Seriously. Ancient Cartel says, in DMV, these young, modern, emasculated men walk behind their women like little children everywhere I shop. No respect. Wow. What part of the DMV you in? That's crazy. Real life when they says, I'm so glad I've been delivered. I will cause no man so lust after my body. I value covering myself up. Somebody said, yeah, we need women that are coachable. That's a fact. Let's see. Thank you for the support. Joshua says, New Breed, I followed your advice and left my wife who's been sleeping with another man for 3 months. I'm a successful man with my own business and a career in architecture. My eyes are now wide open. Thank you for the support, Joshua. But I can distinctly remember saying what I would have done. And I told you to follow your own discretion. So my advice wasn't to leave her. That's something you decided as a man. I'm glad that you have found it that you made the right decision. But for the record, I didn't tell you to leave her. I just told you what I would have done personally. But I'm glad you made the right decision, in your opinion, right? Yep. Somebody said, where do good women even exist these days? LMAO, serious question. No, they're gonna, let me tell you something. A good woman in this current moment of time is gonna have to be a woman that's gonna approach you, number one. And I say that because we're in a time where, for the most part, women with social media, let's just put this out here, right? In a time that we're in right now with social media, there is men that are accessible. Women spend most of the time on their phones, right? They on the Instagram, they on TikTok, they on Twitter all day, every day. Let's be real. If they want a righteous man who of Yah of the Most High who doing the right thing, they can get it. It's easily accessible. Just like it's easy to access a 304 online. You know what I'm saying? And just like they're easily access thugs and gangsters, they can access a good man too. So I would say number one, look, stop looking. So the question that you asked, is there any good women out here? That would make it seem as if you're looking for them. Don't look for them. Don't look for. I can assure you, bro. Look, every woman that's in my life, not one of them I approached. Real talk. I have not approached it, and I have women in my life, and none of them I approached. They just see what they want, and they like, okay, he's this type of guy. I want that in my life, and they typically are the aggressor. Now, of course, um, not every woman that approach you gonna want to get at, because some of them be wicked too. But at least, at the very least, a woman who have the common sense to know a good man when they see one. That's at the very least a woman who have common sense, bro. And and I'm gonna tell you, you say, are there any good women out here? The answer would be no, no. It's really not. The truth is this, right? As men, we gotta pour into them. We gotta lead and guide them. Are there women with potential? Yes, but they're not good unless they have a king. They gotta have potential. You're looking for a woman who has certain attributes that you can work with. That's what it boiled down to. So stop looking. Just stop looking. Listen, when David committed adultery, sent the man off to war, dealt with his wife. The Most High said, David, if you wanted more women, instead of committing this sin, he said, David, why you ain't just ask me? I would have granted you another wife, David. I would have granted you that. So we got to understand. See, this is another dynamic here, right? Something I want y'all to understand, right? Our connection with the Most High is a big deal, fellas. Our connection with God is everything. If there's a woman that is supposed to be in our lives, the Most High can make that woman available for us. But we got to be in right standings. We got to be in right standings. So to answer your question, man, this is why we got to keep to ourselves. And I'm constantly repeating, focus on the Most High. Because when that desire come, you have to be spiritually apt to lead. Even when we speak on polygyny, if you're not right with the Most High, you cannot have multiple women. Let me repeat that. If you're not right with the Creator, you cannot have you can technically have them, but it won't be in your best interest. You have to be right with the Creator to be able to discern each woman you got in your life. So it's not a sense of are they out here? No, you just got to fall back. Let them come to you. Somebody said, keep it a band. That's why the good guys finish last. You got to be almost fully carnal minded and not on nothing for a lot of women to go. Best concentrate and let her find you. That's a fact. That's a fact. Angela says, I say this much. The man have to be that part and vet these women and trust the most high. That's true. Raw Dog says, bruh, you can approach women. What the F is you talking about? For your disrespect, I'm gonna block you and I'm gonna answer your question. But I'm blocking you. Good day. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. What I'm doing is offering advice. You could do what you want. I didn't say not to approach women at all. If that's what you want to do, do it. But my advice is, in this day and age, it's best. The best way of going about it is just focusing on yourself and allowing those women to come. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of y'all guys ain't even got no damn game, and you be out here approaching women all damn day, every day, and you ain't even getting no damn, you ain't getting no damn number. You ain't even getting nowhere. And see, it's a difference if a woman give you, if you're in public and she give you the body language that she really wants you to talk to her, and she position herself in a certain way, then that's another thing. But a lot of you dudes, y'all be wasting y'all damn time. Y'all seriously be wasting y'all time out here chasing with no success. Ringo says, when women want clothes and food, they know where to get it. But when it come to having a good man, they act like they don't know where to get one. That's a fact. That's a fact. That's real talk. Marty Yo says, I'm gonna get her for all her money if she's serious about being with me. Damn, Marty. That's the wrong thought process. Get your own money. That's what we talking about in the first place. Let's get it on our own. But you know, man, it is what it is, brothers and sisters. I just wanted to come through and really break it down to you that our women have been weaponized against us. And if you take these ladies too serious and you fall into the psychological warfare, the mental gymnastics, and the hypocrisy and contradictions of these women, you are going to be in a great deal of trouble. Your life is going to be a living hell. You're going to die early. You're going to have a world of problems. You're going to be financially degraded. You're going to be hungry. You might get some vagina, but you will be hungry because they're not going to cook for you. It's best to keep them arm's length. And if you're a young man moving on your own, or you just a divorcee, or a man who has had bad luck, so to speak, or dealing with certain sisters, and now you decided to take that narrow path, that loner's road, and just deal with you in the most high. These are some of the things you got to know about what's going on. It's best that you learn how to cook your own food, learn how to clean, learn how to do all those things, because it seems like these modern women don't want to serve you. So since that's the case, you brothers gonna have to do what you got to do, right? But anyway, I know this video is going to offend a lot of people. I get it. I'm offending my people. It's quite all right. I'll be your enemy now for shining light. It's all good. I don't mind being your enemies. You understand? I don't think people understand. It's not an issue. But all praises to the Most High, the Creator. I'd like to thank each and every one of y'all for catching another broadcast. Thumb the video up, share it. Thanks everybody for being in attendance. Y'all also subscribe to Ringo TV Raw. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want y'all to get on Google and order the book written by Lon Diamond. I'm gonna share her profile up in the chat right now. She wrote a book. She came to the Jamaica retreat, and the book is called New World Old Testament, and it is available at Barnes and Noble. Yeah, it's only $14. The book is centered around an interview that she did with me in Jamaica. It is a powerful read. So go support the book. Also, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, Standard Eastern Time. That's 8 o'clock p.m. Standard Eastern Time. I will be doing a show with I Am Fit Podcast. Y'all know Elder Gabar Shiar of I Am Fit Podcast. And we will be simulcasting. I'll be streaming over here. He'll be streaming over there. And the topic of discussion will be, is doctrine getting in the way of the community? Is doctrine getting in the way of the community? Very interesting topic. Some things we're going to bring up. I believe he's going to have his cast on, and they're going to be interviewing me on some things regarding the Africa trip, along with just having a really good dialogue on some of the doctrinal things that have caused a great deal of separation among our community. Because right now we're trying to bring a lot more unity among brothers of truth. So y'all can look forward to that. And also support the content at newbreed.love. You know, listen, thank each and every one of y'all. Till next time, which will be tomorrow, standard, 8 o'clock standard Eastern Time, PM. Y'all have a good one. Turn those notifications on, y'all, so you can get these videos as they're being uploaded. Thank you. Shalom and peace.